Today, we will be discussing the spell Clone. Clone is a level 8 necromancy spell, primarily used by wizards. The casting time for this spell is 1 hour. The range at which you can cast the spell is touch. The components required to cast the spell are verbal, which means you speak the spell, somatic, which means you use hand gestures to cast the spell, and material, a diamond with 1,000 gold pieces that the spell absorbs, and a sealable vessel with 2,000 gold pieces that is large enough to hold the creature being cloned. The duration of this spell is instantaneous. You touch a creature or at least 1 cubic inch of flesh. An inner duplicate of that creature will start forming in the vessel that you have chosen for this spell for the duration of 120 days. This clone copies all the features of the character, including their physical features, their stats, memories, and abilities, however does not gain any of the equipment. Should the original host die, their soul will be transferred to the clone should their soul be willing to transfer to the clone. However, if the soul is gone, the clone will remain inert. Now, clone can be used in very, very specific cases where you need to be cloning someone for whatever ungodly reason you'll need to clone someone. I can't give you too many ways to use this to your advantage because clone is one, an extremely expensive spell, and two, is more a kind of dire situation spell where if someone happens to die and it just coincidentally happens to be the person you made a clone of, first the soul has to be willing to transfer from the original body to the clone. And the original body cannot be used after that because the soul has nowhere else to go once they've left the body. So clone is a very tricky spell to use and a very expensive spell. However, I leave it to you. How have you used this for any of those DMs and players out there? And how would you tell anyone to use this to their advantage?